The grocery store's fluorescent lights buzz, scanners beep, carts rattle, background noise for most, but a sensory storm for your child. You're halfway through your list when you see it, hands over ears, body tense, breathing quickens. You offer comfort, but it's too late. The meltdown hits. Your child collapses, overwhelmed. Their cries are pure distress, not defiance. Shoppers stare. You feel alone, wishing for a map through this storm. This is common for parents of kids with sensory processing differences. It can happen anywhere: parties, parks, even at home. You might feel panic, frustration, or embarrassment. You might question your parenting. Hear this: you are not to blame. Your child isn't being naughty. Sensory meltdowns are real, involuntary neurological events, a cry for help from an overloaded nervous system. Your child needs support, not judgment. As a therapist and researcher, I've seen countless families in your shoes, isolated, desperate for practical tools. The good news: these tools exist. You can become your child's safe harbor. It's not about perfect control or preventing every meltdown. It's about understanding what's happening in your child's brain and responding with compassion. The world isn't built for sensitive nervous systems. Bright lights, loud noises, strong smells, these can overwhelm. Your child isn't trying to ruin your day. Their brain is sending an emergency signal. I am overwhelmed. Our job isn't to punish this signal, but to answer it. Meltdowns are signs of distress, not misbehavior. With the right strategies, you can guide your child back to calm and help them build resilience. This journey starts with knowledge and a clear, simple plan. Let's release the burden. Your child's meltdowns are not a reflection of your parenting. You are not a bad parent. Your child is not a bad child. Their nervous system is simply wired differently, like having blue eyes instead of brown. Some brains process sensory information, sights, sounds, textures more intensely. What's background noise to you can feel overwhelming to them. The tag on a shirt might feel like sandpaper. These sensations are real. When too many intense signals come in, the brain's traffic controller gets overwhelmed and shuts down. That's when meltdowns happen. Understanding this moves you from frustration to compassion. You stop battling the behavior and start supporting the child. Look for environmental triggers and build a safer, more predictable world for your child. Traditional discipline doesn't work here. A child in meltdown can't process words or lessons. They need help regulating their nervous system first. By learning your child's sensory profile, you're telling them, "I see you, I understand, I'll help." This validation is the foundation for a stronger, more connected relationship. Your love and willingness to learn are your greatest assets. Is it a tantrum or a meltdown? Knowing the difference matters. Tantrums are goal-oriented. Kids want something and are in control, even if it looks wild. They might check if you're watching, seeking a reaction. Meltdowns are different. They're not a choice, but a reaction to overload. The child loses control, and an audience can make it worse. During a meltdown, logic and punishment don't work. The brain is in survival mode. If a tantrum gets what it wants, it stops. A meltdown only ends when the nervous system calms down. Meltdowns run their course like a thunderstorm. Pay attention to context. Was your child denied something or were they overwhelmed? Responding to a meltdown as if it's a tantrum adds stress. Empathy and sensory-aware strategies help your child feel safe. Understanding the difference lets you choose the right response. Picture every child with a sensory cup that fills with input throughout the day. For most, the cup is large and rarely overflows. For kids with sensory differences, it's smaller or leaks, filling up fast. Every sound, touch, or smell adds a drop. Their cup fills quickly. Sometimes it's already half full by morning. A meltdown is the cup overflowing. Not one event, but the buildup of many small inputs. The final drop might seem minor, but it's the last their system can handle. Meltdowns can seem sudden, but the cup was filling all day. Your job is to watch for signs the cup is getting full and help empty it with calming activities. Deep pressure, heavy work, or quiet time can help. Managing the sensory cup helps prevent meltdowns before they start. Awareness and proactive support make all the difference. When your child's sensory cup overflows, their brain is in survival mode. First, ensure safety for your child, yourself, and others. Meltdowns aren't malicious. They're reflexive actions from an overloaded system. Your job isn't to teach or reason, but to be a calm, steady anchor. If possible, remove your child from the overwhelming environment. Find a quiet corner or safe space. If you can't leave, create a protective bubble around them. Use a low, steady voice or silence. Words may not help. Move dangerous objects away. If needed, cushion their head. Don't restrain forcefully. It can escalate panic. Think of yourself as a sensory shield, protecting them from harm and extra input. Your calm presence says, "You are safe, I am here." Less is more, minimal words, eye contact, and touch unless you know it helps. Some kids crave deep pressure, others find touch overwhelming. Learn what works for your child. The goal: reduce threat, increase safety, and create conditions for calm. Be the lighthouse in their storm. Once safety is established, it's time for co-regulation, lending your calm to your child. A child in meltdown can't calm themselves. They need to borrow your steady presence. Your emotional state is critical. If you're anxious, it adds fuel to the fire. Regulate yourself first, breathe deeply, relax your body, and remember, this is neurological, not behavioral. Your calm cues tell your child's brain, the threat has passed. It's safe now. Their nervous system will begin to mirror yours. Offer gentle, calming input only if your child is ready. Sit nearby, hum softly, or offer a firm hand squeeze. Watch their reaction. Back off if they tense up. The goal is connection, not control. Think of yourself as a tuning fork. Your calm helps their chaos settle. This isn't a quick fix. It may take time. Be patient. Sometimes just sitting in silence is enough. You're not waiting for the meltdown to end. You're actively helping their recovery. You're teaching their nervous system what safety feels like. This is a profound act of love. Over time, your child will learn to trust your presence in their hardest moments. Co-regulation builds resilience for both of you. Remember, your calm is the most powerful tool you have. Stay steady and let your child borrow your peace. After a meltdown, your child may be exhausted and fragile. This isn't the time for lectures or questions. Their brain is still recovering. Focus on gentle reconnection. A hug, a snack, a quiet story. These simple acts reassure your child of your unconditional love. Avoid asking why about the meltdown. They likely can't explain. When fully calm, you can gently talk about what happened. That was a hard time at the store. It was loud and bright. Frame it as a shared challenge, not a personal failing. Problem solve together for next time. What could help us feel calmer? Headphones, a chewy necklace? This empowers your child and builds self-awareness. Each meltdown becomes a learning opportunity, not just a crisis. You're building resilience and trust, showing your child that connection is always there after the storm. Healing happens in these quiet, caring moments. Together, you grow stronger for the future. The best way to manage meltdowns is to prevent them. Learn to spot early warning signs, what I call the yellow zone, before crisis hits. The yellow zone is when stress is building, but not yet overwhelming. Watch for fidgeting, withdrawal, hyperactivity, or chewing. These are signals the system is struggling. When you see these signs, offer a sensory break, a quiet space, deep pressure, or a crunchy snack. Keep track of your child's yellow zone signals and triggers. Over time, you'll become a master at predicting and preventing overload. Honor the yellow zone. Teach your child to recognize and communicate their needs. This builds lifelong sensory resilience. Prevention is more effective than reaction. With these tools, you help your child not just survive, but thrive. You are their guide on this journey. Together, you can create a calmer, more connected life.